Hello, welcome to Lifeline with Comfort. I'm so excited to have you here today. What are we looking at? I have learned so many valuable lessons from successful people, and I'm here to share some of them with you. Sit back, relax, enjoy today. This program will equip, empower, inspire, and motivate you to awake the giant within you. Now we're going to start this way. What are some of the secrets? What are some of the lessons we can learn from successful people? Number one lesson I wrote down here are they often say no. They often say no. Successful people are known to say no as often as possible. They say no to distraction. They say no to people that to haters. They say no to people that try to discourage them. They say no to people that crash into their shadow. There was someone that said something that caught my attention some years ago. He said, do not make anyone's emergency your priority. Do not make anyone's emergency your priority, except you work with the emergency department. There are some people that have a very strange attitude of crashing into your schedule. You wake up in the morning, you have a plan for an entire day, and they perpetually want to crash your schedule. Do not make them a priority. Do not make anyone's emergency your priority if you want to be counted among the successful people in 2019. There's a man called Warren Buffett. He's the third richest man in the whole world according to Forbes 2018. Warren Buffett said, successful people, the difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people often say no. They often say no. So it's okay to say no if it doesn't fit in with your purpose. It's okay to say no if it doesn't align with your schedule. It's okay to say no if it's not in line with your vision. It's absolutely okay to say no. No is only negative when it has a bad effect on you or on the person. But if it's just to crash your schedule, if it has nothing to do with life and death, it's just to crash your schedule, you have to avoid it in 2019 if you want to be successful. The habits I discovered that successful people often have is one of the things I've shared. The second thing I discovered, before I go to the second one, I was thinking of something, and the Lord was saying something to my spirit. He said the issue of no started from time immemorial. What are some of the scriptures? What are some of the lessons almost we can learn from successful people? From the king's table. One lesson. Now the king's table, the food there was offered to idols. No. And Daniel, being a Hebrew boy that trusted in the God of Israel, told himself, I'm not going to defile myself with the king's portion. He was able to say no at the expense of his life. He knew his destiny was at stake. So therefore he said no. If your destiny is at stake and someone is asking you to do something against the will of God for your life, a no is proper. If someone is coming into your life and they say, marry me, and they want to take you out of purpose or destiny, a no is in order. Someone walks into your life and wants to talk about other people, and the primary reason why they always talk with you is to gossip other people, and then they distract you and waste your life. A no is in order. The second thing I discovered about successful people is they have control over their time. They have total control over their time. They don't allow anybody to waste their time. I often say to people, anyone that wastes your time has wasted your life. Anyone that wastes your time has wasted your life. And anyone that does not appreciate your time, does not appreciate your life. They don't understand that time is very vital. Now, I was thinking of a scripture, and it occurred to me that God himself respects time. It took God 144 hours to create the entire universe. He didn't waste time chit-chatting. He didn't waste time making noise. When he had to create the sun, bam, sun came to be. When he had to create man, bam, man came. He couldn't waste time. In 6 days, he created the whole earth that you see right now. He made sure he did not waste 1 minute. He did not waste 1 second. In 6 days, creation was over and done with. God appreciates time. God does not respect time wasters. Anyone that comes into your life that wants to waste your time is hindering you from achieving what you're meant to achieve in your life. 2019 is not a time to hang around, talk around, gist around, make noise around, make jest of people. No, it's a time to seize the opportunity you have and make maximum impact. This is some of the lessons I have learned. No, I have seen in the life of great people. Why is time very vital? Time is important. My father-in-law always says something. He said, start what you can now, start with what you have, and start now. Start where you are, I beg your pardon. Start where you are, start with what you have, and start now. Time is vital. You don't have to wait till March, May to begin what you can begin in March. You don't have to wait for October to begin what you can begin in June. Time waits for no man. There's a saying I like so much, that time wasted is money lost. That is true. Time wasted is money lost. We live in an economy where an hour is very important. People work per hour. People work by the hour. People work by the second. An hour is important. You can't waste your time. This is March already. What have you done with the plans you have written down? Some of the things God has handed to you is your time is one thing God has handed to you. Your treasure is one thing God has handed to you. And your talent is one thing you have. If you waste your time, you waste your life. If you waste your time, you waste your destiny. So you're taking your destiny by force. I found out that successful people don't talk around, they don't waste their time. They invest their time. There are two things you can do with time. You can invest your time or you can waste your time. Depends on what you choose to do. Time waits for no man. Time does what it waits for no man. The third thing I discovered, I wrote that down, is they have a plan or they have a blueprint for success. Without a plan, you cannot achieve anything in life. Without a plan, you cannot achieve anything. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 1, the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. Successful people have the habit of making a plan. They put paper to pen and make a plan. You are in 2019. Some people casually walked into this year without a plan. What is your plan? I listened to someone very inspiring to me, someone very wonderful, Teresa Velfoy, and she talks about vision board. She's cheerleader of dreams. That's what she says all the time. What have you written down? What is your plan? What are you hoping to achieve in 2019? What is the blueprint? Successful people do not just assume they'll become successful. They have a plan. They write it down. Like I said, the Bible says, write your vision. Make it plain. Make it plain.
You can learn from successful people.
So what is your plan
for
your life?
lesson I wrote down here.
I hear my sons when they wake up, they say, Mommy, what's the plan for today? As little as they are, they ask me, what is the plan for today? And as a mother, in ministry, married, with kids, with friends, with family, having to put all this together and not fall short in one place. I have to plan. I have to plan. You have to plan. I have a plan for my recording. I have days that I plan that at least at this particular day, I should have recorded. It should have been edited. I should have done this. You must have a plan to be successful. You can't just wake up into the day and jump into the day. Do you wake up at 5? Do you wake up at 4? What do you wake up? And what's the first thing you do? Write your vision and make it plain. Because this affects your everyday life. I found out there are many things. And the fourth thing I found out about successful people is their rest. That's one thing I found out with successful people, their rest. Now, I'm not talking to you alone. I'm talking to myself. Comfort. Successful people rest. Now, being a mother of 3 under 5s, 3 under 5s, you can imagine what my schedule looks like. As a matter of fact, I do my recording between 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. because I really don't have time during the day. From the time I'm up and having my devotion and all that, that's me, bam, moving and moving. I have to consciously create a time to study. I have to consciously create a time to read. I have to consciously create a time to cook. I have to consciously create a time to talk to my children, spend time with them. But then I found out that successful people, they have a schedule for rest. I mean, who can be busier?
Awake the giant.
Who can be busier
Now we're going to start
than Warren Buffett? Who can be busier than many CEOs that we read and know about?
We can
But
learn
then
from
find a schedule
successful
to rest.
people.
Now we talk
Number
about
one
any CEOs.
lesson
The
I wrote down
CEO
here
of heaven
are
and earth,
they
on the
often
seventh
say
day after
no.
creation, he rested. I wrote something on my social media a few weeks ago. I said, if God rested, it is arrogant for me not to rest. Successful people find a way to rest. They plan a holiday. It does not have to be in millions. They just take out time and rest. And I told myself one of my goals in 2019 is, hey, you're going to take out time to rest. And I'm here to tell you, for you to be successful, you need to rest. You need to rejuvenate yourself. You need to plan a schedule, plan yourself and rest. If you don't rest, I heard a very respected man of God say, if you don't rest while you can, you will rest in peace. No one wants to die before their time out of stress. So, hey, you must rest. Because most of the time we experience burnout when we don't rest. You must rest. I must rest. I must find a way to rest. There's something I do at home, and I think you should imbibe that. You should do that yourself. I love my children so much. I love my husband so much. But I have a back-to-back schedule. I don't have a day off normally. So what I do when I get 30 minutes out of, my full day, I just step into my room. I go upstairs, close the door, and just rest. I rejuvenate. I just calm down. No babies crying, nobody shouting, I need crisps, nobody's saying he's taking my toy, nobody. I just take out 30 minutes because I may be waiting for a 7-day holiday on a boat cruise and going to Bahamas or going, and it may never happen. So what I do is I consciously take out 30 minutes, take out 15 minutes, take out 20 minutes to rest. It's important we rest. Now, I don't know other success principles or success tips you have learned. If you have anyone you have learned and you think you should share, please put your comment below and let me know what you think about this video. Put your comment below. What are the things we need to succeed together? We need to grow together. Some of the things, I'll just recap. I said this, they often say no. So it's okay to say no. In 2019, feel free to say no. I learned how to say no. My most successful no was in 2018. I had to learn how to say no.
To awake
it doesn't always go down well with the person you're telling or the people you're telling. But you just have to learn how to say no. And the second thing I say is they are number one in charge of their time. They're not controlled by people's emergency. They're not controlled by people's schedule. They have a plan for their time. Anyone that wastes your time is wasting your life. Anyone that doesn't have respect for your time does not have respect for you. The third thing I found out about valuable lessons I learned from successful people, the third thing that I said was they have a plan, they have a blueprint. And the fourth thing I said was they rest. God rested. You should rest. So I hope that today you have been equipped in some way. You've been empowered. You've been inspired, motivated. And listen, at the end of the day, why I'm saying what I'm saying, why I'm doing this broadcast is that you can awake the giant. There's something in line with you, I always say. So it's for you to awaken that giant within you. There's something about you, but if you waste your time, if you can at least say no to things that are outside your schedule or outside the vision God has given you, then you cannot awake the giant within you, and then you can't be successful. So I'm here to cheer you on until you become successful in life. I hope this video has blessed you. If it has, please, if you subscribe and like, share, get your friends to listen to this video. You can look down on my description. There are other videos I've made. It will bless you tremendously. God bless you and make his face to shine upon you I will be back 12 noon next Thursday. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.